Hi. It's been a long time since I've seen you. I miss my church family, and I'm sure you do too. But I want to take this moment to just share a couple of thoughts with you. These are trying times, troubling times for a lot of people. We don't know what to think, we don't know how to act, but yet, even in the midst of all of this, we need to take comfort in knowing that God has everything under control. It's springtime. Even though it's hard to believe, we're out here and it's raining and it's just kind of dreary, but this is March the 19th. And this is one of the few times that the first day of spring falls on the 19th. Normally it's the 20th or the 21st. But sometime this evening, late tonight, will be the exact time when it'll turn into spring. Now it will be the astronomical spring, based on the fact that the Earth and its axis is at a particular place, and that's what determines when spring starts. There's the meteorological spring, which is that period of weather between winter and summer. But even though the winter may have been bad and we've been wrapped in the gloom and cold of winter, we can always look forward to every year seeing those new buds sprout. We can always see those flowers start to bloom, the things that remind us that there is a promise. And this time is no different than that, because not only are we looking for the promise of the spring, but we're also looking for the promise that God's given us. In his first letter to Timothy, Paul wrote and said in the 7th verse of the first chapter that God's not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. Well, we need to grab hold of that promise that we can have power in the midst of this time. We don't need to be afraid. We can love one another and love those around us and put our love into practice in some practical means. And that we can have a sound mind, knowing that we can see the truth, that we can discern things, and that we can see what's happening around us for what it really is. That we're not confused or bewildered. God gives us that promise. And just like the springtime, which is a type, a symbol, if you will, of the resurrection, because on that third day, Jesus rose as a part of his promise. And just as sure as Jesus rose from the dead, we have the promise that we can trust him, that he is with us always, even to the end of the age. That's good to know. George Harrison, who was one of the Beatles, wrote a song called Here Comes the Sun. It was an interesting song, and it kind of goes along with the whole idea of spring. He said, "Here comes the sun. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And I say, it's all right." Well, trust in the sun, brothers and sisters. We'll see you again at church real soon, but trust in the sun, because it will be all right.